Hi, everyone. It's Carol here from Tapping Into Sleep. And today I'm talking with Laura from the east coast of Florida. I'm a little bit jealous because it's nice and warm over there, and here in Canada, it's so cold. I wanted to talk to Laura today so that she can share her journey with doing 30 days without alcohol. I met Laura in a private Facebook group that Jan and Lori have. We call it Creating Balance with Jan and Lori. And they are really a group about helping women. I think it's mostly women in the group, eh, Laura?
I think so. Yeah, I think so. There may have been a couple of men. I don't know. If there are, they're not active at all.
Not
They're
active.
sitting on the sidelines.
Yeah, and in that group, we really share how to get better health, better wellness. There's so many tips in there. It's about creating balance in your life. And that's where I met Laura because you decided to do a 30-day without alcohol challenge and you posted it in the group. So what made you decide to do that?
I think a couple of things. It's been on my mind a lot lately, especially when I wake up in the morning. If I wake up in the morning, usually I usually sleep until maybe 3 a.m. and I never seem to get back to sleep. And so that very disruptive sleep pattern I've had for several years. And quite honestly, my husband said that we need to talk about this. We need to do something. I see that you're not sleeping. It's obviously you're suffering. And we need to talk about this and see what changes you need to make or I need to make or we together need to make to make our lives better and more productive. And you just want to feel good about yourself and you want to feel good internally and externally. And I think that's where I said, yep, it's time for me to visit this. And that's where it started. I did think, well, okay, I'm going to just do this for 1 week. And I thought 30 days was actually easier for me than just a 1 week challenge. I don't know why. It just seemed like the right thing to do to get the real benefits. And so I could outweigh them truly, because in 1 week, you don't know. It takes a while to really, weigh out the benefits and any withdrawal that, or bad thing that would happen to try this. So that's why I decided to do it.
Cool. And so how many days are you in right now?
I am going on my late 3 weeks. So I'm just about ready to start 4 weeks.
Right. And I know when you posted you were doing that, the first thing I was like, check on your sleep. Because I was like, I knew that your sleep would improve. Might be a little bit rough at the beginning because of the withdrawal, but I knew, because alcohol fragments sleep. We know that there's so many research papers done on that where people believe that alcohol actually helps us relax, and it might because it's a placebo. But then what it does is it doesn't let your brain fully shut down for sleep. And so that's probably why you were waking up at 3 a.m, because you were having fragmented sleep. And then that fragmented sleep, then the thoughts come in, oh, I'm awake now, might as well get up. Disrupts your sleep. So what did you notice with your sleep specifically? Because you did a video on this in the group and I was so excited.
I did. I was so excited about sharing that. And it's for me, it was really important to share that because it was a really breakthrough moment for me. And I think that if I can share this, maybe somebody can grab a little bit of it and try it to see if it helps. When I first started, I struggled. I just started on a midweek, and it wasn't a first of the month or even January, so I just started midweek. And the first couple of nights, I did notice that I was still having a little bit of trouble sleeping, waking up, going out on the couch, and trying to get through at least a few more hours. And after the first couple of nights, there was almost, I don't want to say a switch because it doesn't really happen that quickly, but I noticed a definite difference of when I fell asleep, how well I slept, and for how long I was stopped. The first night I noticed it, I didn't wake up until 6 a.m. I went to bed. I know, what joy is that? And I'm just like, yes, oh my gosh. And then it just got better and better and better. A lot of things came to light for me, and my dreams I started dreaming again. and realizing that, at first they weren't good dreams. It doesn't matter. The point was that I was dreaming again. And I don't remember the last time I felt that refreshed and good about my sleep. I really can't remember the last time I felt that way.
I know. And again, because if you're dreaming again, so there's good dreams, bad dreams, right? But dreams happen in the REM sleep. And REM is when your mental restoration happens. Dreams to me are like your brain is like, on the computer when it defragments the file.
Right.
That's what happens in REM sleep for our brain. So it's processing the day and it's putting everything in place so that you can store your memories in REM sleep. And so if you're drinking alcohol, you're not getting into that deep REM sleep, or maybe shorter amounts of it. And all of a sudden you remove that, you're sleeping, your REM sleep has increased. And yes, your dreams will increase because of that. And so for people who might be getting nightmares at first when they stop drinking, just know that that's what's happening.
Exactly.
Right? Know that that's happening, and just know, okay, now I'm going through REM sleep. So one thing I do want to tell people here that are listening, I mean, Laura didn't have a drinking problem as in addiction. So if you are having addiction, please, please, please reach out for some professional help with an addiction services, your doctor, a mental health professional. We're really sharing this information for people who are using alcohol for going to sleep, or that just likes to have a glass or two of wine, but don't realize it's disrupting their sleep. So it's really good for people to know that there's a difference between an addiction and just drinking alcohol because we are enjoying it maybe a little bit too much. So what would you want people to know as if they choose to do this? What do you want them to know?
The first thing I want them to know is that it's doable. It's doable. Give it a try. The first few days, I think I thought I should say that I was going to feel like I'm depriving myself, and I'm depriving myself of this joy of pouring a glass of wine at 5 o'clock, shutting down my office, pouring a glass of wine, going out on my lanai, and just drinking a nice glass of wine with nobody to bother me, and it was wonderful because it feels good. But then, for me, it led to, okay, I can always pour another glass. It's only 6 o'clock. I already, I can pour another glass, and pretty soon I've got all these bad habits coming in where I would skip dinner sometimes and just eat crap food. That was doing absolutely nothing for my health. And another thing I know, the thing is just, if you stick with it, have support. And one thing I do know is that I am not going to feel guilty about my drinking habits in my past. And because I've realized that this can happen to anybody, even just a couple of glasses of wine a night, it will disrupt your sleep. And if you disrupt your sleep, you're disrupting your hydration, your nutrition, your motivation, your mental state, all this bodily function that your body needs so desperately to thrive. You're disrupting it all, and it's not your fault. It's the alcohol. It's a drug, and I had to look at it as quit feeling guilty about all that kind of stuff. Realize that it's not my fault, that it's a drug, and it's a very addictive drug. So you have to give yourself some grace and realize that you're not in this alone, and all you need to do is reach out to somebody that you can trust and talk about it. And once you do that, you will start talking about it openly because you realize it's okay.
It's okay. And what I like that you did, so there's a few things in your story that you just said. One, it was a conversation with your husband and what can we do so that you can feel better, which is such support right there. And the second thing is like you openly shared, And just by you sharing, then I reached out to you to do this interview because I thought, let's tell people that we can do this and let's support each other in doing this. I
Yeah.
also drank a lot of alcohol when I wasn't sleeping. And because
Mm,
I thought I needed it for sleep.
yeah.
And it's not until I read the books of what it was doing, I was like, oh my God, I was creating more sleep problems, and release the guilt because
Yeah.
we do what we believe is right in the moment.
Right.
And until we do different, we don't know different. But once we
Yeah.
do different, know different, then life is just beautiful when we sleep.
Yeah. It really changed everything. It not only did it change, my skin tone is changing.
Yeah.
My puffiness is,
Yeah.
the puffiness is going down. My digestive system, huge difference, huge
Yeah.
difference. My intake of water, I didn't realize how dehydrating
Yeah.
this couple, 2, 3 glasses of wine was doing to me at night.
Yeah.
And my body is now craving water, and I drink probably 3 quarts a day now. And it's amazing. Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
A lot of my hot flashes disappearing. I am at least 10 to 12 years out of menopause. So I'm postmenopausal, and I still was getting several hot flashes at night. And
They stopped.
literally the minute I quit drinking at night, they decreased immensely. It's just, that is one thing that used
Amazing.
to wake me up in the middle of the night, is these
Mhm.
terrible hot flashes that I was having. And so that really decreased. So it all starts tumbling together
Yeah.
into one beautiful package
Oh, I
where you're
know.
like, you feel 10 years younger. You really do.
Yeah.
You really
You
do.
do. And so this is amazing. Your story is amazing. The inspiration from this is amazing. And I don't want to diminish that you only did one small thing because it's such a huge thing, but one change created the ripple effect of everything,
Yeah. Yeah,
right?
that's
So
true.
you're right, that one change. But before you could even make that one change, you had to choose first.
Yes.
And that's where it started. Because
Yes.
the choice, once you make a choice and a decision, then it's, and for a good reason, and we have the reason to back it up, then you are able to keep it going, which is what's beautiful. And so choosing different, and we get to choose every minute of every single day, we get to make a different
We
choice.
do. We do. And I do want to add that that choice was a long time coming,
Yeah.
because I would spend many, many mornings feeling terrible, like, oh, I couldn't make it through the night without one glass of wine. I really
Yeah.
needed that. How do I make it through 5 o'clock till 9 o'clock?
Yeah.
Because it's a habit, it's a ritual. And I think that it's a hard thing to realize. You're not depriving yourself. You are actually giving yourself some life and some hope
Mhm.
that you
Yeah.
can start sleeping again. I mean, I've been dealing with sleep deprivation for at least 15, 20 years. And you start looking at some of this stuff, and it's okay, what has changed? What habits have I created in these last several years that contribute to this? Because it's not just getting old, it's what you put into your body, what you do to your body, how much exercise you do, how well you take care of yourself.
Yeah.
It all is part of it.
Yeah.
And if, I got really tired, I would have those little bad, shame on you, Laura, you couldn't make it through the night, all that mean little guy talking on your
That
shoulder
critical
saying,
voice.
you're no
Yeah.
good. Yeah, the little voice saying, you
Yeah.
couldn't do it, could you? And then come 5 o'clock, I'd forget about that and say,
I know.
it's 5 o'clock, I get to have my wine. And then it was just this vicious circle that you
Vicious
would
circle.
have. You would start out feeling bad. I can do this. I'm going to start, I'm not going to have any wine tonight. I'm not going to have that alcohol tonight. I'm going to figure out something else, and then 5 o'clock rolls around and you forget all about it.
I
And
know.
it's like it blocks, it doesn't come to light. So
Yeah.
yeah, it's a vicious cycle. And if you can just learn to break it and figure out who you can, a good way to do it. And I found the support through a couple of books, and some people reached out to me and said, hey, I hear you doing this. This was my journey. And
Yeah.
so I'm not the only one doing it. obviously.
No. And what's beautiful about all that is asking for the support. I mean, I
Yeah.
help people sleep all the time. You have no idea how, when I connect with someone and they say, I slept last night, Carol, for 6 hours. I'm like, yes.
Exciting.
But the change that we need to make in order to get sleep, I always say it's what you do during the day that makes the change in the night.
Oh, so true.
We
So
don't
true.
work on just your sleep. We work on what do you do all day, because that is what will then decide if you're going to sleep or not at night.
Yes.
So the change needs to happen during the day, and you made that change, which is amazing.
I remember one time you said something to the Facebook group about nothing, for people waking up at 2 a.m. and you have all these things running through your mind. And let me interject this one real quick. I did read that alcohol actually can create anxiety when you wake up and you feel anxious, and I did not know that. And I woke up at 2 o'clock in the morning and all these things are racing through my mind. What do I have to do tomorrow? What did I forget to do yesterday? Da, 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 da. And you said nothing will happen. You can't do anything about it at 2 a.m.
Yeah.
But you could possibly help prevent that by, XYZ, making lists, doing that.
Putting the day to rest.
Preparing.
Yeah, I call it putting your day to rest. Before bed, put your day to rest, so that you've gone through your day and said, okay, what was good? What wasn't good about it? What do I have on my list for tomorrow? What was left unfinished? Do I really need to do it before bed, or can I wait for tomorrow? So it's really a ritual that people get into. And I do this as I turn my computer off for the day. I have my list usually on a piece of paper like this. And I'm like, okay, tomorrow I have to do this, this, that I start the day with, so that it doesn't come up and show up at 3 a.m.
Because it will.
It will. And
Yeah.
so what we do during the day is what then will make us slip through the night. And so tapping, everybody knows I do tapping.
Yeah.
And, we wake up at 3 a.m. with a million thoughts. We can tap and get back to sleep, but that might not work. It might not work if the buildup has been for years, and once we start implementing little strategies during the day and use tapping to reduce the anxiety, just everything changes. Everything, not just sleep, everything.
It does. And I am a very novice tapper. I've never taken classes, never taken anything like that. But what I've learned inside that group of finding balance is that it doesn't really, you don't have to be a professional. Just have a little bit of guidance, and whatever resonates with you. I know that this kind of tapping started resonating with me. It was quick and easy. I knew that I could get to it, or the top of my head, or here, or right here. A little bit of that kind of stuff really helped me. It helps just kind of like, it settles
the nervous system. It just what it does, and I'm going to get excited, because that's how I start my work with people. We just teach the nervous system what it feels like to be calm using tapping. Because when we're tapping on the endpoints of the meridian, we're sending a calming signal up to the amygdala, which is the emotional center of the brain, and we're telling it, you're okay right now. And so then the amygdala stops sending the cortisol and the adrenaline through the body. And then we start yawning, because we're now moving out of that fight or flight and going back into social engagement. So the yawns start happening, because what's happening in our body biologically, I have a hard time with that word, but what's happening in our body, the changes that are happening is that the cortisol is being reduced and the adrenaline is stopping.
Isn't that amazing?
And so if you just teach your body that on a regular basis, then you can take the action of not drinking, putting the day to rest, going out for a walk, moving your energy, and you just get better control of your day, and then sleep comes.
Yeah. Oh my gosh.
Right?
Yes.
I know, like, I get too excited when I talk about this.
Well, it's so exciting. If you're having success, it's very exciting, and it's very contagious.
Yeah, it is. So anyway, thank you very much, Laura. This was an amazing conversation. I just want people that are listening to know that Laura did this 30 days, no alcohol. It rippled through her whole life.
Absolutely.
Absolutely. So we're going to put the link to Jan and Lori's Facebook group called Creating Balance with Jan and Lori. You can come join us in there. We have lots of people sharing information. There's more than one admin now. I think we're 5 or 6 of us, and we keep posting things that are helpful for people. And it's really nice to know that my post has made an impact on Laura. So why not join us to make an impact on everybody?
Huge.
Right,
Huge.
so.
It's a great group. So, everybody's non-judgmental and very encouraging.
Right.
And it's just a warm place to come and, and visit and share your thoughts, because it really helped me in the journey I'm in right now of taking better care of myself.
Yeah.
And knowing that there are other people out there that are there to support whatever journey you're on, and wherever you are in your journey, if you're just trying something new, or if you really need some help, we're all just in it together. It's just a
Such
wonderful
great
space.
support.
Yeah.
Yeah, just an amazing support. Well, that's it. I always end with my hands on my heart, Laura. So put your hands on your heart. Thank you for showing up with me today.
Oh,
and let's send this beautiful energy into the world so that we can help at least one person make the change they need to.
thank you so much, Carol. My pleasure. Thanks for having me.